Hello world, my name is Henry and I'm an INFP and I just turned 30 a few days ago on the 14th of August. Um, and I'm kind of making this video to connect with the INFP community and also to share my journey as an INFP and what I think maybe a lot of younger INFPs may wish to hear. So hope you like this video, hope you enjoy it. And yeah. So being an INFP, um, one of the most important things to us as INFPs is how we feel, right? Um, so you definitely know that um, a lot of us INFPs, our feelings usually goes against like the rest of the world or our family or yeah, right. So we're usually individualistic, choosing like to carve our own paths. And I think a lot of times for younger INFPs, um, we fear judgment, right? More than anything else. Judgment from our family, our peers, or people around us. And a lot of times, INFPs may grow up feeling like there's something wrong with them. And this leads to negative emotions, which leads to low energy outputs. Um, and yeah, and a lot of INFPs get stuck in loop. Um, so as an INFP who I think I've been able to, the process of figuring it out, I haven't figured out a lot of stuff, but this is what I have figured out so far, is in order to break that loop, um, as an INFP, you have to embrace positive emotions. So that's the first step. I mean, that's pretty easy for us INFPs that are more developed because we only seek positive experiences. But if you're stuck in an INFP loop, you may be depressed and using negative energy to create, which we can do because we're like emotional alchemists. Um, but the thing with that is using positive energy as an INFP is just better. It's more efficient energy. It's cleaner energy. Um, and I think it helps us develop other aspects of our character, right? That we really need to. So, what are the tips I think every INFP should do? Um, so, I think the feeling of being depressed usually stems from an INFP who feels stuck, right? So, you feel stuck. We INFPs, we hate being put inside a box. So, the depressed INFP usually feels stuck, right? So, either you're stuck financially, you're stuck geographically, you're stuck at home, or you feel stuck, right? Because no one is actually really stuck, right? But you feel stuck for whatever reason. You feel stuck. I think every INFP should give themselves a period of time where they can explore, right? Every INFP I've met who has been able to integrate their the full version of themselves and are thriving, have been able to have a period of exploration and play, right? So as an INFP, it would suck if you're already at it, like you're already working a full time job. Um, I don't know how you were able to get a job as an INFP, but yeah, that would suck if you already have like bills to pay and all of that. But for this video is for the younger INFPs, so give yourself a lot of time to explore a lot of things and figure out what you love, right? Um, I think the cliche is follow your heart. That phrase kind of seems like an INFP phrase to me. Follow your heart and your intuition, and eventually you would figure out kind of what you want to do. I think that's true for INFPs, but there's still a lot of work you have to do. It's not just all dreamland. Follow your heart, right? So you have to be real, like you have to come up with a realistic plan. Once you know what you love. So during the process of exploration, you may explore a lot of things: photography, arts, music, um, tech. I think INFPs usually go towards um, creative roles. So INFPs could actually be a lot of things, from counselors, psychologists, researchers, to tech business owners, and basically everything in between. And I think this is the power of INFPs, is that once we figure out kind of what we love, or what we think we love, or we can kind of come up with an actionable strategy to achieve it. And I think this is where a lot of INFPs get stuck, because coming up with a plan is our inferior function. But at the same time, I have figured out a hack to help us INFPs with this inferior function. And yeah, this hack should be used in moderation. But knowing you as an INFP, we don't really do anything in moderation. Um, but I'll tell you guys a story, right, to explain this hack and how I used it, I guess, wrongly, or I guess rightly. It depends on how you see it. So, while I was growing up and I was figuring out kind of what I wanted to do, um, then I got into tech. I started learning photography, and I was in college, right? And then I realized, well, I wanted to combine tech and photography and start this company that I started in school called Senpai. And this is me kind of like figuring out kind of why I love, or why I want to do, or the path I think I wish to take, knowing like that, oh, I don't really want to take the academic path. So, what did I do as an INFP? Oh my gosh. I instantly like dropped out of school, um, moved to a new city, and just basically and just I just went all in, guys. I just went all in. And I think INFPs, we tend to do this. We tend to have really spikes of really strong emotions, then really drastic actions, and I think a lot of our development would come from having that pipeline move like with more ease, like with more control, right? Now, I'm not saying in hindsight that was a bad thing, or it was a good thing. I think it was a required step for me personally, and all the lessons I've learned is what I'll be sharing with you guys. So I guess it's kind of was a good thing. But yeah, Um, we can once you figure out the things you love, right, you need to come up with a plan and you need to take action, right, and put it out there. Talk to people about it. Share your work, right? A lot of INFPs they get stuck in that. This is what I love. This is what I love. This is what I love. This is what I love, and they ignore everybody else, which we all kind of do that, but kind of reduce it a bit, right? So we ignore everybody else and we're like, oh, we don't need any external help, but we all do need external help. We shun everyone. So like what I did personally, and this may help some INFPs. When I dropped out of school and decided to do what I wanted to do, I didn't shun anybody in my family. I didn't shun anybody. I explained to them, oh, this is what I want to do, and this is what I'm going to do. I know it's going against what you guys want, but this is what I'm going to do. Um, and I was able to like say it, right? I didn't just keep quiet. I said it. So I kind of had it at the back of my mind that my family wouldn't really leave me. They're my family, guys. They're your family, guys. They wouldn't really leave you. They wouldn't really leave you. It's just that you may have to make that decision yourself, and don't cut them off because that would be a horrible mistake. So yeah, so my family have always kind of been around while I've been experimenting and stuff like that. Um, and I think once you have done that for a few years, you would kind of figure out what you wish to do. Once you have figured out what you want to do, you would have been able to like learn the skills to create a plan, right? It doesn't have to be a very detailed plan, but a plan. Like you have a plan, right? Once you have that plan, you should be able to start working on it, right? And at the same time, sharing the plan with other people who might be able to help you. I think this is where INFPs kind of get stuck. The sharing, right? And I think this was very hard for me. This was very hard for me at first because I always felt like my ideas were like we all feel our ideas are these special eggs that we need to like protect. That people in the world would like crush it. But what you would find is that actually sharing your ideas gives you more input to refine them. So it's always a win-win. Like if you share it, you get input. Any input you don't regard, you can just bounce it off. But the good inputs would be useful for you, very useful for you to refine the ideas. And the more you're able to refine your ideas with the outside world, not just in your head, with the outside world, right? Ideas in the head needs to go out, right? The more you can fix that flow of from inner to outer and back, I guess you know that you're on track as an INFP. So yeah, I think that's all. This is my first, not really my first video, but this is my first video in a while, and I'm just hitting play. I'm just gonna publish this. So yeah, if you like it, if you want to see more, let me know in the comments below. And trust me, guys, I'm an INFP. I'll be talking about a wide range of things. So yeah, but it'll be mostly about my perspective, human psychology, tech, and yeah, whatever I'm up to, guys, which I will share in the next video. So subscribe.